Reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. A fool because he has to say something. The right question is usually more important than the right answer. Enjoy life. There's plenty of time to be dead. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. The one who learns and doesn't practice is like the one who plows and never plants. Self-conquest is the greatest of victories. Don't force your children into your ways, for they were created for a time different from your own. Better to complete a small task well than to do much imperfectly. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. If one has made a mistake and fails to correct it, one has made a greater mistake. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. Happiness springs from doing good and helping others. We become what we contemplate. Life should be lived as play. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Welcome out of the cave, my friend. It's a bit colder out here, but the stars are just beautiful. The wise man will want to be ever with him who is better than himself. Music has the capacity to touch the innermost reaches of the soul, and music gives flight to the imagination. He who does not desire power is fit to hold it. One cannot make a slave of a free person, for a free person is free even in a prison. Thinking is the soul talking to itself. The life which is not examined is not worth living. When you feel grateful, you become great, and eventually attract great things. God is truth, and light his shadow. If we are to have any hope for the future, those who have lanterns must pass them on to others. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. All wars are fought for the sake of getting money. The greatest privilege of a human life is to become a midwife in the awakening of the soul in another person. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. The noblest of all studies is the study of what man is and of what life he should live. The three wishes of every man: to be healthy, to be rich by honest means, and to be beautiful. If a man is endowed with a generous mind, this is the best kind of nobility. A tyrant is always stirring up some war or other in order that the people may require a leader. He who is of a calm and happy nature will hardly feel the pressure of age. Music is to the mind as air is to the body. If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life. The cause of all sins, in every case, lies in the person's excessive love of self. Integrity is your destiny. It is the light that guides your way. The more the pleasures of the body fade away, the greater to me is the pleasure and charm of conversation. There is truth in wine and children. Courage is a kind of salvation. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake and talking to one another in the waking state? Perfect wisdom has 4 parts. Wisdom, the principle of doing things aright. Justice, the principle of doing things equally in public and private. Fortitude, the principle of not fleeing danger, but meeting it. Temperance, the principle of subduing desires and living moderately. Friends should have all things in common. There should exist among the citizens neither extreme poverty nor again excessive wealth, for both are productive of great evil. In politics, we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, do we ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one? Just as bees make honey from thyme, the strongest and driest of herbs, so do the wise profit from the most difficult of experiences. There are 3 classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, lovers of gain. I will prove by my life that my critics are liars. If you think your child's academic studies are more important than the arts, think again. A nation will prosper to the degree it honors its teachers. But tell me, this physician of whom you were just speaking, is he a money maker, an earner of fees, or a healer of the sick? I fast for greater physical and mental efficiency. We should not exercise the body without the joint assistance of the mind, nor exercise the mind without the joint assistance of the body. Complacent ignorance is the most lethal sickness of the soul. In an honest man there is always something of a child. Fly from the company of the wicked, fly and turn not back. It is better to be wise and not to seem so, than to seem wise and not be so, yet men, for the most part, desire the contrary. Nothing in the affairs of men is worthy of great anxiety. Everything changes, and nothing remains still. The people always have some champion whom they set over them and nurse into greatness. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs. When he first appears, he is a protector. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow, even if that someone is yourself. Human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. The true lover of nature naturally strives for truth and is not content with common opinion, but soars with undimmed and unwearied passion till he grasps the essential nature of things. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. You can't do good if you don't feel good. Wonder is the feeling of the philosopher, and philosophy begins in wonder. We obtain better knowledge of a person during 1 hour's play and games than by conversing with him for a whole year. The community which has neither poverty nor riches will always have the noblest principles. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. Those who intend on becoming great should love neither themselves nor their own things, but only what is just, whether it happens to be done by themselves or others. Follow your dream as long as you live. Do not lessen the time of following desire, for wasting time is an abomination of the spirit. The desire for sex turns the penis into a disobedient thing with a mind of its own. There is, in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Maximize the power of the beliefs that strengthen you, and neutralize those that weaken you. Each citizen should play his part in the community according to his individual gifts. A man who really fights for justice must lead a private, not a public life, if he is to survive for even a short time. Grant that I may become beautiful in my soul within, and that all my external possessions may be in harmony with my inner self.